I'm CMColeman, and welcome to my life on YouTube. This series is going to be more about what it's like to be on YouTube than it is about starting a YouTube channel. Think of it as a case study more than a how-to. You will learn some things and there'll be some advice in it, but it'll give you a picture of what actually goes on in YouTube. Right now, even as we speak, I was going to wait and film this a little later on because they are mowing the lawn right outside my window, and then I thought, well, no, this really is part of your life on YouTube. You have to figure out how to work around all of it, and YouTube is a bigger thing than what you might think of it as. A lot of people think that all you have to do is pick up a camera, point it at yourself, and talk. Oh, if only it were that easy. A lot of people look at YouTube going, well, there are people who make it overnight on YouTube. Yeah, there are some people who, well, no, most of the people you hear about who made it overnight were actually on YouTube for 5-6 years. Overnight sensations are very rare. And you're going to see those people who pop up on YouTube and tell you that I've helped other people get 10,000 subscribers in under a year. Well, that's really cool, but you remember those advertisements that said results not typical? Well, yeah, those results are not typical. So let's start off at my beginning, and we'll catch you up to where I am now. And I'm not anywhere way high up there. I'm still really growing, and you're saying to yourself, well, why on earth could you do a show about your life on YouTube if you barely have any subscribers? Well, a couple reasons. One, I want to document for myself what this struggle is, and two, I want you to see this, because a lot of times when I've gone and asked big YouTubers about how they do things, and they say, well, I have one of my people do it, or I pay to have somebody do this, and it's just like, no, I don't have that kind of money. I'm not making money on YouTube that much yet, so I could, they said, well, when you get speaking engagements. Really? When I get speaking engagements? Come on. And see, this is part of my life on YouTube. Lawnmower going past. It is a lot more than what you think about, because a lot of YouTube actually takes place off of YouTube. You might see a video that is 4 minutes long. My cooking videos usually run between 4 and 7 minutes, I think. Now, what it takes to do a 4 and 7 minute video can be 5 to 6 hours of actual time, but some of my time is actually in the baking and all that stuff. Then there's prep time, buying the stuff, editing it. So what looks like 4 to 6 minutes can take you up to 2 days, 3 days just to get one video out. And then you have to promote it, and I'm jumping ahead of myself. Because it's sounding like right now I'm saying, oh, YouTube is too hard, you shouldn't do it. No! Here's the cool thing about YouTube. You want to start a channel. Well, let's look at my first video. I'll show you a little clip. Hi, I'm CMColeman, and welcome to my kitchen. Today we're going to start off with a pretty easy recipe. We're going to start off making an Italian seasoning. Yeah, that was my first video. It was done on a little flip camera, and I didn't have the best equipment. You don't need the best equipment. I just had a message to get out. And that's one of the first things that you need to decide. What it is that you want your channel to be about. I know that my channel is about two things. One, make it yourself, and two, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. What I want you to be is the best that you can be, and don't worry about the rest. So that's the cool thing. Don't compare yourself to other people, because your results will not be their results, and their results will not be your results. That's why I'm telling you this is not a how-to. This is a case study. So I start off on YouTube, and I have no one. Zero, zippo, nada. I had posted a video before which I've taken down because it had copyrighted material. Well, sort of. It had kids singing copyrighted material, so I stayed out of that. What I did instead was I just put up a video of me talking. And that's what you're going to see a lot of times. And a lot of us think that we have to be way more entertaining on YouTube, and we have to do funny skits and juggle things. And no, you don't. Have a message and have something that people really want to understand. Get your message out there. And it's okay to change. Update it, but make sure it's your message and it's a channel you would watch. If you are making a channel that you would not watch, guess what? You're not going to stick with it. If it's something you like to do, you'll probably stick with it. You have to be into YouTube for the long haul. YouTube is not a fast overnight get rich kind of thing. You can make money on YouTube. I'm not going to lie and tell you you can't, but I'm telling you it's going to take some time and it's going to take some energy. You don't need the best of stuff. You don't need the worst of stuff. You just need a message to get out there, and you just need to get it out there. So, what's the first thing that I did when I did my YouTube channel? I just recorded a video. I sat down there and I talked. And that's it. Then the next thing I had to do was edit the video. Now this is where I had a little benefit. I went to a college where I actually had quite a bit of video experience. So I knew some about editing. I've done some work in theater. I knew about lighting. So I had all that information, but I didn't have all the equipment. I could make do, I did what I could, and I made makeshift things. I'll leave you links so that you can check out some of my original videos, and they're sort of interesting. But it's really cool. So let's look at the beginning. Come up with a solid concept, and then come up with a video and go. It's not going to be your greatest video, and it's alright. Okay? It's okay that your first video isn't fantastic. It'll have bad lighting, you'll be stuttering, you'll be staring at yourself in the monitor like this versus in the camera like that. It's okay. Just remember, this is YouTube. What we're finding out now is that more people are wanting to see those bizarre moments where, things aren't perfect. They're finding that more and more of these videos are really slick cut and they look professional, and people aren't into that. If I wanted to see that, I'd watch TV. Now, you'll find that I am not big on jump cuts, and I'll tell you about jump cuts later. I know I'm jumping around a bit, but the reason is I want it to be natural. This is how I talk. This is what happens. This is my life. So, right now, and this is where I want to really pull this in and explain why I'm doing this, is simply because we've got to get this out there. We've got to get this out there from the beginning so that people can understand what it really is like to be on YouTube. Even my friends who are like, well, all you have to do is sit around all day and just play on social media and be on YouTube. If only. Oh, that'd be so nice. What we find is that, no, social media is a big part of that. That's a whole nother discussion. But right now, let's look at YouTube. Your channel is up. You need to get artwork. You need to figure out how to design. There's so many things. There's so many checklists. There's so many other videos that you can go in places. And you're going to say to yourself, but what can I do? I think they said there's something like 3,000 hours of video, 300 hours of video put up every hour on YouTube every day. It's a lot. How are you going to get noticed? And we're going to talk about that. But it's a start. The first thing that you do is do the first video. Maybe it's rambling, maybe it's not, maybe it's incoherent, but people will tell you. You need a thick skin, I'm going to tell you that, because there will be people who will criticize you for everything which you do on YouTube. From whatever your background is, to your hair, to the way you talk, to how you move. It's okay. It's going to happen. Just remember, there's always going to be haters. And I will tell you about some of the people who I've met along the way. Some people who've become great friends. Some people who I've actually surprised aren't all that great. I don't know. It's interesting. But let me wrap this back up, and I want to stress, the most important thing right now, the first step is always do the channel, do the video. That's why this is starting off. That's why I've explained it. My life on YouTube. First video. It's going to tell you all about what it is that I do on YouTube. And then each week we will go a little bit further, and I'll get you caught up to date to where I am, and you'll get to see the progression of me moving forward. And that's going to be sort of interesting, because very rarely do you get the behind the scenes of early on when people were nobody. Hopefully I'll become somebody, and then someday this will be really big, and it'll be historic, and it'll be a documentary, and hopefully somebody a lot better looking and taller and has more money will play me. We'll see. So let me know down in the comments what you would like to have me talk about, and you'd like to know about being on YouTube, what I do. I will tell you about my equipment. I will tell you about everything. But this is a start. That's the important thing. Make the start. And I'll see you again next week.